This podcast is intended for adults 18 years and older. It contains explicit language and sexual situations. All thoughts and opinions expressed are of our own and not of those of any specific group, employer, or individual, and is not intended to take as professional advice.
Welcome to the Foreplay Podcast. Join the journey, experiences, and sexual adventures of two high school sweethearts navigating through the swinging lifestyle as millennials. Come along for the ride. Dare to play?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Foreplay Podcast. This is Bella.
This is Jase.
Today's episode is a yap session about our highlights from the most recent April 2025 Bliss Cruise. We had so much fun. It was one of my favorite trips. Today, I just feel like they just keep getting better and better. I do remember last April, we always have a lot of fun, but this one, and maybe it was just because of the group, but it was
more
so
than just the
fun.
group. It was really fun. It was
and they had different changes with the company and everything.
Yeah. It was just a really good trip.
It was so fun.
It was so much fun. So we just have a list of all of these different highlights that happened throughout the cruise and a little bit before the cruise as well. And we're just gonna jump into them and just talk about them and just reminisce.
Yeah, they're little, I guess, tidbits, little tiny story times of things that were memorable to us. I never know if I know people like to listen to these things, but I don't know if it makes sense to a lot of people. I don't know if it's entertaining to you guys, but we get requests creating these episodes, so we'll keep doing them.
And it's fun to go back and just reminisce. It's fun to go back and think about your lifestyle trips. And it's fun just to go back and
fun for us.
relive them. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know if it's fun for other people to listen to, but I don't know.
If people keep asking us to keep making them, I think it's fun.
Okay.
I hope so. All right. So I feel like I always start off with this as the highlight, but I think it's just always going to be the biggest highlight for me every single time. And it's our group that we always do groups on these cruises and people that book through us. And we end up doing, we do group meetups and we do a group dinner. And it's just so much fun, and every single time it never ceases to amaze me just how amazing the people in the group are and just how much fun I have at our meetup and how much fun I have at the dinner. And it's so surreal and cool, and I'm so eternally grateful for the support that people show us, and it's so nice just to meet people in person. Every single time.
Putting a face to our supporters and just seeing connections being made and knowing that we're just living our life, just giving advice, and it being able to help other people. It's just crazy that that's what we get to do. And whenever we go on these trips and we get to see that actually get put into action and see people become friends and these little groups get made and these there's a big foreplay group, right? But then within the foreplay group, there's little groups that get made through that. And then, oh my gosh, it's so fun and it's so cute and special. And yeah, just like Jay said, we're so thankful, so grateful. It'll never get old. And so we always want to start off with that. And
it's so cool too, because every single year, we have new people in the group, then you have people that also come back and people who rebook for future cruises. And it just gets bigger, and it brings me so much joy, and incredibly thankful. I feel like I cannot start off a highlight podcast without talking about the highlight, because it really is the most meaningful to me out of all the highlights. And if you guys are planning on going on a future lifestyle cruise, whether that's Bliss Cruise, Temptation Cruise, we do groups for all of those. You can go to foreplay.com/cruise, and it's completely free to you. It just helps support us. It helps us to continue to be able to make content like this. Like I said, we give away some fun little things every time, some necklaces and bags and other stuff like that. We do a group meetup. We do a group dinner. It's just a really fun way to make some friends, not only on the cruise, but also we do some ways to communicate before the cruise so you can make some friends. And it's just such a fun time, and we'd love to have anyone as part of our group. So if you guys do ever want to come with the group, foreplay.com/cruise, we'd love to have you. But let's go ahead and get into some other highlights. I feel like the next highlights to me also kind of go along with the group, and people are so thoughtful, and sometimes people give us these gifts, and they're the most thoughtful gifts, and they're funny gifts, and all that you talk about, at least two of the ones that I know you'll talk about, then I'll talk about one that was specifically for me.
Jase is like, he's like obsessed with it. Like
I'm obsessed with mine.
But yeah, we never expect any of these things. So whenever people bring us things or give us things it's almost like sentimental. Like it's like they know because they're listening or like watching our content or something, and it's so like some of them are so funny too. So this couple, they gave us these handmade coasters with the Foreplay logo on it. Like what? They're so fun, and we just moved to a new apartment and we're using it right now. I have it right next to me on my
I also
bedside.
have mine.
Yeah, bedside stand. We have
Yeah.
the other two. One's in the living room, the other one's in the kitchen, and my coffee cup, my protein coffee. Oh my god, it's so good. With my little cum slut and throat goat sticker and Renee Rapp flipping me off, or I guess flipping anybody off who looks at it. It's sitting on top of there.
My bottle has on it right now a Foreplay logo, your logo, and then Sydney Sweeney is like a saint.
That's so on
Almost like
brand for
you know like those candles that have like the
Yeah.
Jesus and stuff on it. It's that, but Sydney Sweeney is the saint.
It's so on brand.
I love it.
You're just missing Dua Lipa.
Yeah.
But so they gave us that, and then they also gave me like 100 band-aids. Okay, and if you guys have listened in the past, I have typically hurt myself.
You like tripped or fallen.
On these cruises every now and then. I did not hurt myself this time though. Like I did
the
not.
one time we had band-aids.
I know. I didn't slip. I didn't fall. I did not get a cut or a scrape. I did lose my voice, but that's to be expected. But it's so thank you guys. If you guys are listening, thank you for those.
And it was so fun because they gave you the bands and you're like, oh, band-aids. And you're like, yeah, because you always hurt yourself on the cruises. It's just like such a
died
sweet,
laughing.
funny, thoughtful gift. Like
So funny. And then another one, we weren't in our room, but then when we came back, there was a bag on our door. I opened the bag and it was 2 bags of Pocket Toxo. And those are my favorite chips. And whenever we like go on these cruises, typically whenever we're in Mexico, then I'll go off and I'll go buy that. But we weren't going to Mexico on this cruise anyway. But
Yeah.
the fact that they brought that on to give to us, like,
they're hard to find in America.
yeah.
Those chips are hard to find in America. Like I said, either they brought them back from Mexico or they went to a specific market because they're not easy to find. And they wrote a card.
Yeah, they had a card. Oh my gosh, and their slut card was,
slut card
was
as
really
well,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah. And thank you guys for that. Like it's things like that that's like so it's so small but means so much that you guys are like thinking like these little things that we just say or do or something, and then for you to bring those to give to us, it's just like it's so sweet. And so thank you guys so much for that.
Yeah, and we got a couple other little things also left on our door that were just sweet little things, and it's so nice. And then I got a gift that I think might be my favorite gift I've ever received ever. So I'm like a very diehard Green Bay Packer fan. I have been since I was a kid. And a couple in our group who we met last year, they booked through us. They're from Wisconsin. And so last year we started talking about it, and I started talking about Green Bay, and they're huge Green Bay fans. And one day he messaged me on Instagram, the husband, and he was like, "Hey, what size do you wear? Like, we just want to bring you something from Green Bay." And I was like, "You guys do not need to do that, but this is my size if you guys are really, but do not feel obligated to do that." And so we get there, and the first things we pull out of the box are they give us cheese, or it was like it's shaped like cheese, but it's chocolate from Wisconsin, and gummy bears, which is also very sweet because Bella always needs gummy bears, and it was green and gold gummy bears, and so they got
Green and
those
yellow.
for you. Yeah, green and yellow.
Which tastes really good, by
Yeah.
the way. Like they're like better than normal gummy
They
bears.
are. And then I pull out a Green Bay Packer jersey, and they have like the number is 69 on it, and it says Foreplay as the name on like the jersey, like where a name would go. So they literally like got a custom jersey printed in Green Bay to bring on the cruise, like a Foreplay jersey with the number 69 on it. I mean, it's so incredible, and I will put a picture of it in the show or in the like the down below so you guys can see it if you want to. But I say it's so thoughtful, and like the I don't even know. Like I said, it's the same thing with the talkie, same thing with the Band-Aid. It's like all of the coasters, like it's all these things that are so specifically geared to us and then also our company, and mixing those things together, I I cannot be more thankful than I am. And I will be wearing that thing every damn Sunday this year, and I'm so excited. And it's one of my favorite gifts I've ever received. This is just like last time. One of our friends made us a rug, a 4-play rug, and in our new apartment, it's sitting in our closet. As we walk into the closet, see it every day. And we've gotten. Another one of our friends, she gave us these little pins that say "kissed" on it, and like they're almost like the little badges that you give out to someone after you make out with them. You can give them a pin, and it has your face on it. It says "kiss." It's just so many cute, sweet things that we've received, and it's just, it's just a thank you. So that's.
That jersey, I'm not kidding. Like, if you guys are listening to this, I don't want to give out any names or initials just to protect everyone's privacy, but you guys know who you are. But I'm not kidding. When Jase, when he got that jersey, maybe 100 times throughout that day and throughout the entire cruise, but that specific day, whenever he was like, I'm so obsessed with this jersey, I love this so much, like it was over and over and over. Like, he is completely, whenever we walk into the closet, it's like the first thing that you, right? Isn't it like on the very, very right?
I have all of my swinger and 4-play stuff at the very end, technically.
Well, it's like the end, but the front.
But it looks like the front. And so, I just look at it every day.
Yeah, when I walk in, it's like, there it is.
I'm so obsessed. Like, it's ridiculous. It's so cool. That was pretty neat. But okay, let's get off of the sappy stuff.
I know, we always have to start with that because it's like, this is why we are able to do what we do, you know? Like, we're so grateful, we're so thankful, so we always want to start off with that, and okay. So
okay, but no more sappy.
Okay.
Now sexy. Sexy, not sappy.
Sexy, not sappy. Well, also, like, the dinner was super fun. It was a smaller group for the dinner this time.
Right back to sappy.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, but we didn't talk about. We have to talk about these first before we go into the other one. But it was like, so we had like a RSVP of more people, but honestly, throughout the week, like, it gets difficult. Like, you never really know what your day is gonna be like, and so we don't know how many people are gonna show up. But it was a tighter, smaller group of people for the dinner this time, and that was really fun because we got to be like almost like in a circle, kind of like it was for the last April cruise, but it was just more intimate. It was fun to get to know everybody a little bit more that way. And then the meetup was so fun. It was like we played this game where it was like an icebreaker game with a dildo, and you put it in between the knees, and it's so fun. Okay, anyway, so now no more sappy stuff. Next highlight is we get a house with some of our like closer knit friends before the cruise. It was really fun this time. This was a really big house. This was more our other friends because they booked it, and so we were only there for one night, but we got to really enjoy the house, and it was like on a not a pond, but there was like a.
It's not a lake either. I don't know.
Like a body of water.
Crystal clear water that you could see through the bottom. It was such a beautiful backyard. The house was so cool. They had a pickleball court, a basketball court. There was not like mini golf, but like a putting green. They had a jungle gym.
A pool.
They had
an arcade.
a pool. There was an arcade room. It was one of the coolest houses They even had like little kayaks you could have taken out on the water. We ended up not doing that. We flew in. Our flight was at like 4 or something in the morning, and we flew in and landed at like 11. And so I was like, I have energy to do some stuff, but not enough energy to kayak out on that water by myself because no one else really wanted to go. But it was such a cool house.
And you got to see like little turtles. I love seeing the nature and stuff. So
yeah, and it was also fun because some of the friends we were staying there with, we hadn't seen in a while. Some of the friends we had seen like more recently, and then we met some new people that we hadn't ever met that were staying in the house as well. And so it was like a big group. I think there was 12 or 14 people there. Like 6 or 7 couples.
It was a lot of people.
It was a lot of people. And so just to catch up with some old friends and then meet some new friends, it's so fun. If you guys have groups of friends and you can get a house before the cruises and you have time, it's so good because you get into that like lifestyle mindset in a sense, just where you're like able to relax, kind of turn off the normal life mode and just talk and be around like-minded people. And I feel like the first day you get on the cruise, you're like
pre-gaming for
the cruise. Yeah, exactly. Not even like in a sexy sense.
Yeah, no.
But in the sense of you just feel like relaxed and decompressed, and now you're in a better mindset to be in that like party atmosphere.
Next, with 2 other couples who are really good friends, we did a unhinged t-shirt exchange, and there was a funny t-shirt theme, which was the last night of the cruise. This cruise was 6 nights, and we're gonna wear them all on the last night, but we all got so excited to give each other the shirts that we actually wanted to do it on the very first day. We didn't wear them until the last day, except for one of the shirts.
We did it like maybe 30 minutes onto the boat.
Yeah.
We all found each other.
As soon as we saw each
Yeah.
other, we exchanged the shirts, and they were so funny. And we did it like a secret, like almost like a secret Santa. So we did a website where it automatically assigned you a person, and so we didn't know who had us. And Jase and I, we made ours to give to other people, but there's one couple they're from Alabama, or well, they live in Alabama, and so we just went with the stereotype, and just Jase thought of the words, and then I came up with the design, and I found like a picture of it was like Sims, right? It's like a Sims picture, and it's like a girl and a guy making out. It kind of looks like them, not really though, but kind of. And then it says cousins by birth, swingers by choice, and there's a made in Alabama stamp on it. Oh my god, it's so funny. And then another one, this couple are friends, they speak Spanish, they're from Colombia.
And he's from Mexico. And I was like, we have to play into this because he's going to think it's funny. And so I made him, Bella made the shirt, but it's a chair. And it said...
Well, it's a
hotel chair. And it said, Como se dice, where's the cuck chair? And I think it's so funny because he speaks Spanish. And it's just...
And our whole friendship is very much like this kind of humor.
Yeah.
Where it's just like...
And not talking shit about being a cuck. Like, that's totally...
No.
It's not kink shame. It's nothing like that. It's just so funny to play into Como se dice, because that's like one of the only things that most people know in Spanish is like, how do you say? Where's the cuck chair? And it's just... Oh my god, I thought it was so funny.
And they wore it. He said he had to take it off because people kept asking him about it. Same with our other friend. He was like... People kept wondering so that I had to take it off. But that was like the point of it, was to just like be unhinged.
Like outlandish.
And, yeah.
I got a shirt. My shirt was, I always wear like rap tees in general, just of like different pop stars generally. And so they're like, End of You, yes. And they're like, hey, we know Jase loves rap tees. And so they made me one of one of the husbands. And they did like a photo shoot for it. I think like pouring milk on himself and like...
Oh my god, he's in a thong with his like ass cheeks out.
And it just says daddy.
And it's a sick shirt. Literally, whenever Jase opened, because we did it where everyone showed the shirt first before the person whose shirt it was saw it. So the minute you did it, I was like, oh my god, I want that shirt. It's a Jesse. So whenever... If you're listening to the podcast and you've like heard of Becca and Jesse before, we've known them for many, many years now. But yeah, it's Jesse on the shirt.
It's so funny.
It's so funny and it's so good. It's
and then
so good.
You got a shirt.
Oh my gosh, I have a shirt with Edward Cullen on it, and he's like sitting backwards, like squatting in heels, and
in a thong.
Yeah, in a thong, and it says, "This is the ass of a killer, Bella." Oh my god, it's so funny. I love it so much. And then the other two shirts were foreskin themed shirts, so it was really funny, and
so
I want to do that again.
So
like having the t-shirt exchange is such a funny idea, especially if we can all like be together wearing it and like on the first day.
And we all wore them.
Yeah.
And we all wore them on the morning of day 6.
Yeah.
Together. And it was just really fun. It was very enjoyable. So.
I think it would have been better to do it like as soon as we got on the ship and then changed into it or something.
Yeah.
So then when we're all walking together and it's like these most unhinged shirts, but I definitely want to make that like a tradition or something. Highly recommend. Oh gosh, we got to hurry up because it's been like 20 minutes and I feel like we haven't even gotten to any of like the really, really good stuff. Maybe we should like start putting the sappy to the end.
Really good stuff.
No, I mean those are all good stuff.
I gotta start with the sappy stuff.
I know it's good stuff to us, but like I don't know if it's good stuff to everybody else. So you know what, you guys, if you're still listening at this point, like thank you so much and I love you. Okay, now we're gonna move to like I guess sexier fun things I have to specifically do with the cruise. There was a pool party. Where were we? What was
Puerto Plata,
Yeah.
Dominican. And normally there's like multiple ships there, but we were the only ship there that day. And so you're not allowed to be like tops on the island or anything, but the entire pool that they have there is we were able to like use it as a Bliss pool party. They had like Bliss little what are those things called, like inflatable balls? Yeah, and they did like the Miss Bliss contest. They had these guys called the hunks that are like dancers on the ship. Well, they were performers that were also on the ship, and they
did
came
like a pre-show.
Yeah, and then it was just this pool party, and I feel like, to me, it was my favorite pool party I've ever been to ever.
Yeah, it was. I remember the first Temptation Cruise pool party was like really, really fun and like wild and crazy. And then this one was even better than that one. And the fact that it wasn't on the ship and we were able to do it off of the ship, and the pool was humongous.
It was hot out there, but the pool temperature was so nice. I thought we were going to be off the boat for maybe like 30 minutes to an hour.
I think we were there for like 3 hours.
We were there like maybe like 4 hours, yeah.
And everybody was just like making out with, so I wouldn't say everybody, but like our group of people, we had like maybe 12 people
to
in the group or
15
something.
people, probably.
And there was a plan for an orgy that night, pretty much with these people. And it pretty much became a pre-orgy. Like, I mean, people, like, it was just making out. Like, people weren't, like, fucking or, like, doing hand stuff or, like, oral with genitals or anything. And the number was kind of, like, uneven. So there were times where I was able to kind of just, like, step back and then just see and just like watch everyone. This happened in one of the club areas too, and I was able just to like see everybody swapped and just like flirting and making out with each other. And this was the first time I ever had compersion for my friends. You know, like I've had compersion obviously with like my husband, but being able to just actually like take a step back and just watch everyone and have literally every single person was swapped, and everyone was kind of like on their own, but like in the same area. And so I was able to get this like, not bird's eye view, what is that, like panoramic view of all my friends just like making out and having fun and flirting. And it was so special. Like, it's so cute. Like, I know that like it's funny that it sounds like I'm saying that it's wholesome, but it was such like a wholesome experience, and I loved it. Yeah. It was so fun. It was so fun and so sexy.
And they did a conga line, and we started going, and I swear it probably got up to what, 40 people? Yeah. 35 people? It was
were in the
huge.
front.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I didn't start it, and someone put me in the front and said, start walking. I was like, okay.
It happened like twice.
Yeah. So that was pretty exciting. And then this is one of the highlights that isn't going to be funny to anyone really else, but it's funny to us. Maybe there'll be a couple of people it's funny too. So one of our friends came up.
And these are new friends.
Yeah, new
who
friends.
actually booked with us.
Yeah. And he had these sunglasses that you could like lift them up. How do you describe that?
You can like flip the sunglasses up and then it's just his eyes.
Yeah.
So it's not like you flip up and then it's another pair of normal glasses. Like, it's just your sunglasses flip up and then you see your eyes.
Yeah. And then, but he walked up and he had a mojito in his hand, and he kind of has this like dude accent. I don't know how to describe that. Like, what do you describe
accent.
that? Like surfer type accent. Something. And he goes, "Sip of mojito," and like, I swear throughout the cruise, I walked up to him and said, "Sip of mojito," like,
sip of mojito?
Like 50 times. And you know what's also funny? I don't even remember if I told you this. I put those glasses on, and we switched glasses for a while, me and him. And I was making out with one of the girls there, and I had the glasses on. And then she like lifted them up and then just like looked me in the eyes and then made out with me again.
How did she know that you could maybe she saw him do
Probably
it.
Saw him do it. It was so funny.
And so this couple, like, they are the epitome of he's golden retriever and she's black cat energy. Like, they are the epitome of that, and it's so funny. I feel like having that visual or that description helps it even more.
Yeah.
And it is our group chat name now. That's like one of my favorite pastimes, is making group chat names. Inside jokes.
Yeah.
Sip and make it up.
Do you guys know that Michael Scott thing on The Office? He was like, "I love inside jokes. I'd love to be a part of one someday."
Wasn't he able
I
to
think
be
at the
part
end
of
he's
one
finally
of the ends?
yeah.
Aww.
Okay, so speaking of the orgy that happened that night.
This podcast is brought to you by us, Bella and Jase. If you're going on a vacation, or maybe you have a gift that you want to give your other lifestyle friends and you're looking for lifestyle clothing, we have the best apparel on the market for you. We have not only clothing, bikinis, swimsuits, we have backpacks, tumblers, cups, anything that you can name, we probably have it. You can find that at foreplay.com/shop.
Let's say you're at a party, you're going on vacation, things are moving a little bit slow. Maybe you want some conversation to flow. Maybe you want to move stuff towards play. Well, we have the perfect game for you. It's called Foreplay the Game. It is a digital and physical lifestyle icebreaker game, and you can find out all about it at foreplay.com/games. That's number 4, OURPLAY.com/games.
If you don't have a lifestyle vacation planned, a resort or a cruise planned, why not? You can join us. You can find that at foreplay.com/playcation. We have not only information about the events and trips that will be on this year, but also other options for you as well. And it doesn't cost any extra for you to book through our links, but helps us a lot, helps us continue to be able to make this type of content for you. Now back to the show.
So we went to the orgy. There'll be a story time about that, so, wait for that. It'll come out. So actually, at the very end, me and Bella were leaving. There was probably, 15 people at this orgy or so, I would say?
Something like that.
Something like
a lot
that.
of people.
Probably around 15 people. And me and Bella had finished. There's a couple other people that were also, ready to leave. And we're like, hey, we're going to go get pizza. And so I was like, I'm going to need to grab my stuff. So I walked over, held the wall. My dick was rubbing against the wall because I still had half of a boner. And it was rubbing against the wall, trying to scoot past it.
Also, this is in a room. So this is in our friend's cabin.
Our friend's cabin.
And they had almost a little hallway.
Yeah.
So let us set the scene for you
Yeah.
here. And then we're pretty good about putting all of our stuff in one section.
And I did.
Yeah, and it was at the side of this tiny little hallway.
And I was I was trying to get all of my stuff, and I was okay. I have my boxers, I have this, and I was like, I cannot find my shorts. I was like, I know I have my socks, I have my shoes, everything. I cannot find my shorts. And we were looking, and then we just see them peeking out from underneath the woman who was getting eaten out. And I was like, and you were saying, we were in a chair, because there was no room in here. The part that they were in was so skinny. The husband was laying on his stomach, eating out the wife on her back.
Yeah.
And they were taking up the hallway section.
Yeah.
So we already had to walk over them, right, to get there. It's so small. And I was like...
It was like lava. It was the floor is lava.
Yeah.
We're trying to tiptoe over. I don't even think they
floor
knew.
is orgy.
I mean, the floor... Exactly.
Yeah. They didn't even know. They
I don't
were
even think
locked
they knew.
in.
Yeah, they
her
were
eyes were
locked in.
closed, and he was going to town on her. And I was just like, one of the girls was like, just go to get Peach in your boxers. I was like, you know the people whose room it is. Get it tomorrow. I was like, I don't want to go. I want my shorts. I just need my shorts back. And you were sitting right next to them. I was like, can you pull the shorts? Can you get the shorts? And then you just slowly started tugging at them, and she kind of rolled a tiny bit, and you just pulled them out.
I pulled it so fast, like a magic trick. It
was so funny.
I forgot to ask them. I wonder if they even knew. I swear they were so locked in they didn't even know.
You guys, I think you guys listen to our podcast. If you guys hear this,
yeah.
Do you know that the shorts were under? You know I'm talking about you? Do you know the shorts were under you? Did you feel us pull them out like a magic trick? Oh, that's so funny. Also, in that same orgy, we had a couple other things. I'll talk about the first one, you talk about the second one. So one of the girl that lifted up the glasses, this girl, we had fucked, and then she had came, and then it was me, you, and her. She came with us.
Which is so hot. We will get more into that in the...
Yeah. And you was you're always hey, do you need water? You always have your water bottle and ask you if they need water.
Also, the host of the orgy, before, she was like, everybody bring your own water. Bring water, because I can't get enough for everybody. So everyone bring water. So I made sure that I had my big ass water bottle, and I filled it up with ice and water. And I was like, I know we're going to need this. I know other people are going to need this.
Yeah. And so
I was prepared.
So Bella was like, do you want some water? And asked her. And she started drinking it, and she was like, oh my God, this water is so cold. She's like, a polar bear would think this water was cold.
She's like, it's like a glacier.
It's like a glacier melted. It's the coldest water I've ever had.
I swear she came from drinking that cold water.
It's so funny.
I don't know why it's so funny to me, but it was so funny.
It was so funny.
Oh, again, at this orgy. So the Glacier Girl's husband. Okay.
Glacier Girl.
Apparently he has these magic fingers, okay? And we have heard many times from many women that they have never squirted before, but he can make them squirt, and they don't even expect it, and they just squirt. And I have never squirted before. We have tried many times with many men who have said, hey, I always can make a girl squirt. So, and mind you, this guy has never said I can make anybody squirt, okay? This is from other women saying, oh my God, I was with... So we got to think of
everyone else says that he can.
Yeah, he's like, oh my God, I was with him.
He doesn't say that.
Yeah, no, he's oh my God,
Which
he's
you
the
know
sweetest.
he's the real deal.
Yeah, he is so humble. Oh my gosh, he's like the sweetest soul ever. Okay, so we're with him at the. I start with him at this orgy, and I was also with Sip a Mojito guy. And
Sip a Mojito guy and Iceberg Girl's husband.
Yeah. Glacier Girl.
Oh, like Glacier Girl.
Anyways, so also I wanted to get a towel. I think I brought a towel because I was on the host's bed and I was like, okay, he was fingering me and he was eating me out, but this time he was fingering me. He was fingering me a lot. And I was like, okay, oh my God, I think I feel like it's going to happen. Hold on. Let me go get my towel. I was like, I think it's going to happen. Hold on. Let me get a towel. And he was like, did you just say you think it's going to happen? And I was like, yeah, I think I feel it. He was like, it's been happening. And I feel it. And I feel myself and I'm like, holy shit, I'm so wet. And I was expecting, I don't know, I didn't know if it was going to feel like an orgasm or if it was going to feel like I needed to pee or I didn't know because I've never squirted before. And I guess I was just squirting the entire time. But not like that, no. We were kind of off of the bed. So I didn't want to get her whole bed wet. That was my whole thing was saying this. Anyways. I went and I got the towel and laid back down and then did squirt some more. There was a point where he was doing it. I felt it. It was a splash zone. You got splashed and you were behind my head.
Yeah, it was
you were fucking somebody else.
I was fucking someone else and got hit right in the face with squirt.
With my squirt.
I know.
It was crazy.
It was crazy. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It was whoa. Anyway, so oh my God, and then he so at the end, we're gonna talk about this again in the story time, but we were talking about the whole thing about me not knowing I was squirting, and then I was like, what are you doing when you're in me? What are you doing? And his fingers, I'm not joking, it moves like a hummingbird.
It almost looks slow motion.
No, it doesn't.
They're going so fast that it almost looks slow motion. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think I know that.
It's almost fluttering. I don't.
Yeah, to me, I don't think it's the complete opposite of slow motion. But when I can't even see his fingers. I can't. I don't know how he did that. I'm trying it right now, and there's no way. But it's just his two fingers. It's his Spider-Man fingers.
Yeah.
What is that, middle and ring finger?
Yeah.
And it's just going up and down
his
back and
for
forth.
pussy fingers.
Yeah,
lethal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Lethal for pussy fingers. Okay. Next one. Oh my gosh. So on Temptation Cruise of 2025 in February, I was gifted a bubble gun. When I tell you I am still fucking obsessed with this bubble gun, I brought it onto the ship. I also have it right next to me now, and I use it every day for a dose of serotonin because it's absolutely incredible and I'm obsessed with it. So thank you guys, the couple who gifted me the bubble gun. I love it so much. And so I brought it onto the cruise and it was dead. It wasn't working, and we flipped the batteries and everything, and I think the batteries were dead, which I'm surprised because I've already changed them whenever we got home, and I flipped them because that's what the other husband told me. He was like, oh, I flipped it so whenever I bring it, it doesn't go off in the luggage. And I was like, hey, that's really smart. Anyway, so I flipped it, so I didn't know I didn't expect it to be dead. And I was so sad. I was like, no, I really wanted to use my bubble gun. I really wanted to use it every single night. And so then we were in Puerto Rico, and we actually met up. This is another highlight. We met up with some friends who we met from November Bliss Cruise, who just happened to be in San Juan. She had messaged me a couple months before. He's like, hey, I saw that April Bliss Cruise was going to be in San Juan the same time we are. Do you want to meet up? So we met up with her and her partner, and then we had another couple and another girl with us, and we just were walking around San Juan.
And it was nice too because they know San Juan really well.
Yeah.
And so Bella was like, I need batteries, and they're like, okay, we're gonna go to this store. And so we went empanadas. They took us to this store, and we need they just took us all, and you wanted to look for something else. I don't remember what it was, but then like jewelry, and like they took us like it was so much fun. The lifestyle's so cool because you have, not only do you have friends from all over like the world, really like all over the
Yeah.
world, you also have friends who are like traveling places. And it's me and Bella were talking a couple days ago about how cool it is. Like we went to London last year and had 0 friends that were from London. And then we went on Desire Cruise, and then in November Cruise we met the Beyond Vanilla podcast girls and their husbands, and now we're like, oh, we have like 10 people that we're friends with in London. And it's just like so cool because you can go all over the world and literally have friends.
Yeah,
And like because the
everywhere.
lifestyle is just like global. And we have friends that literally like all over the world, all of the United States. And so it's like any state you go to, any place you go to, you have like friends, especially when you go on the lifestyle vacations.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It's so fun.
And you get to see people that like, and like we're going to see that couple that was in November, we're going to see them at Naughty.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's so cool.
I know. It's like a reunion every time. It's so fun. So they took us to the little store area. Anyways, I was able to find batteries and my bubblegum did work. And it was awesome. And I was so excited to be able to use it.
What we also had to take the screw out with a, what was that, like an eyelash putter on? An
I
eyelash?
think it was like tweezers.
Tweezers?
Next time I need to bring...
An actual screwdriver?
Well, I don't know. Can you bring a screwdriver onto the ship?
Oh.
I don't know, but I need to figure that out.
Yeah.
Do something.
But
with
it
that.
worked.
Yeah, it did work. And then when we were in Puerto Rico, so we were walking towards the place. Also, the empanada place that she took us to was so delicious. We got these plantain with beef
it was
empanadas,
so
which I've
good.
never had plantain and beef before, and it was so delicious. It was so good. So while we were walking to meet her, I saw like just like on the side, like not a farmer's market, but just they have these little like shopping stands, right? And I saw little boxes of Sunny Angels, and
Describe what that is for someone who doesn't know.
yeah, Sunny Angels, and then like a little Sanrio thing. So they're called Hippers, Hippers. And well, there's different like Sunny Angels. It's basically a little fucking stupid ass trinket where it's like a cherub. It's like a baby cherub, and they're wearing usually some kind of hat that looks like an animal or a fruit or something like that. And they're the ones that are called Hippers, which is you can put it on something like on the back of a phone or maybe on the back of like a computer screen or something that's flat, and it looks like it's kind of resting on top of it. And I've really wanted one for a long time, and I think they're like I like trinkets, but I'm not trying to spend $20 on a fucking plastic piece of trash, you know? So I was like, okay, well, she was like, oh, Sunny Angels $4. I was like, $4? That's so fucking cheap. Yeah, I'm gonna support you and buy this Sunny Angel. And so on their way back to the ship, I was like, okay, I really want to get one of those. And I was looking and I was like, do I really need this? I don't really like, but then there was one, it was like a fruit collection, and there was one with a pineapple. And so these are their blind boxes. So whenever you pick it, you don't know what you're going to get. Okay. You have to pick it, and then you have to open it, and you have to hope that you get the one that you want. It's like a gachapon type thing. And so I got a Sunny Angel, hoping that it was going to be the pineapple, and then I got a Sanrio one, and then we got our friend a Sanrio one, which is so funny because she was like, I feel like mommy, because she didn't have a card. They were only taking cash, and she didn't have a card. I was like, girl, it's $4. Like, let me get it for you. She's like, I feel like mommy and daddy are buying me a trinket on vacation. And it was so funny. Anyways, so we opened this Sanrio fucking, and it was bootleg. Like, it was and I was not expecting it to be this bootleg, okay?
For $4, I was expecting it to be bootleg.
I really didn't think I thought it was gonna be like kind of normal, because like whenever we were in Japan or like Korea and stuff, whenever we go, I know maybe because it's like
That's where they're made.
I know, but like I thought maybe they like got it from, anyways. It was so bootleg. It was hideous. It was so funny. Like, the face was distorted because I got a Kuromi one and she got a My Melody one. And the face was so fucking distorted and the body was purple. It was like, it was wearing like a bright ass purple onesie. Okay, like it didn't match at all. Both of them were wearing a purple onesie. And then I open up the Sunny Angel one. The Sunny Angel one was pretty cute. I did not get the pineapple one, unfortunately. I got like a melon one. And I was like, okay, well, it's pretty cute. Like I can paint it. Like I'm gonna use it and paint it. So the thing with these Sunny Angel, or like I guess with all of them, like the head isn't connected to the body, and the body, like you have to like stick the head on the body. But I guess maybe because these are bootleg, most likely because these are bootleg, the head falls off pretty often. Which brings me into, I'm gonna continue on with the Sunny Angel thing, okay? Which goes into another highlight with it. So Jase hates these things. So they're like naked because they're cherubs. They're like, I guess, babies, but they're naked, and you could see a little baby on it. And you just have to Google, okay? Just Google Sunny Angel, SONNY Angel Hippers, Hippers, and so you'll know what I'm talking about. So Jase hates it. Every time he sees it, he calls it a sunny. He was like, "That's not a sunny angel. That's a sunny demon."
I hate it. I hate it so much.
He hates it, and I had it on the back of my phone. And the head often falls off. And we were at dinner at like the main dining room with like 10 other people. And then I picked up my phone to like show somebody something, and Becca was like, "Where's your head? Where's the head of your little angel thing?" The head fell off. We're like we're like looking underneath the table, like trying to find it, and then our server comes and he's like, "What are you looking for?" And it rolls, and then he's like, "Is it this?" And he picks up this little head. It's so funny. And then we were all laughing, and then I was able to keep it on. We're into our new apartment and everything, and it was on my phone, and then I lost the head. So now it's just the body of it. And it's kind of a running joke with Jason and me now that I've just been sticking it in random places that he'll find.
And then if I find it, I stick it in a random place that you'll find it. So like one day it was on my water bottle, and then I moved it to these remotes that change our color of our lights.
It's still on there because I think
funny.
it's kind of funny. I need to move it secretly.
It's funny. Also, you forgot earlier when you were talking about your bubble gun. One of my favorite highlights of the entire cruise was with this bubble gun, and you didn't say it. So, Bella, we were at lunch one day, and she had her bubble gun in her tote bag, and that was behind her back. And you were eating, I don't know, you were eating whatever you were eating, and you kind of choked on it a little bit, so you were like coughing. Every time you coughed, you must have leaned back and bubbles squirted out. And you went, and then bubbles just flew out of your back. It happened like 7 times in a row. At first I was like,
because I was laughing too, because you were telling me that. So every time I was laughing.
And just bubbles were squirting out of your back. It was so fun. I wish I had a video of it so bad. It looked like a cart. It was made up. I was like, I don't even know how you were pressing the trigger by coughing. And just bubbles.
For real, yeah, it's like a trigger.
Oh my God, it was so funny.
And we were with Sip and Mojito couple. It was so funny. It's so funny.
Okay, so next one, we have 2 different ones about little parties. And so there was a country music night one night. There was like an EDM music one night. And so basically one of the parties kind of disintegrated because of...
Disintegrated?
We'll talk about it. If you guys haven't listened to the actual Bliss review, you can listen to that and you'll hear why the party disintegrated. But essentially, so people kind of spread out everywhere.
I don't think disintegrated is the right word.
Fell apart?
Maybe
emptied
dispersed?
Out, dispersed? It wasn't as good of a party anyway. And so there was a country music night. And we were with a group of people. And some of them, we had the Alabama couple, so they like country music a little bit. And one of our other friends, she was like, I don't want to listen to country music. And she was like, fine, we'll go. The other people like just chilled down for whatever. So we went to this country music night. And it was so much fun. And like, I'm not a big country music person. But oh my God, like I knew a lot of these country music songs. They were like popular ones. The girl who was like, I don't want to go. I don't want to listen to it. She was singing every song louder than every single person. And you'd walk up and be like, hey, what do you think of the country music night? She was like, it's pretty good, but fuck you. And she'd flip you off and just keep singing.
No, she was dancing and everything. And she goes, whoever told us to come here, that was a good call, but fuck you. She was like flipping us off with both of her fingers. It was so funny. And we were like twerking. So there was some country song. I don't know what it was, but I was twerking to it. And somebody comes by and he goes, I've never seen somebody twerk to that song before, but it was awesome.
That's funny.
It was, and I wish that they did it like one other time. We really wish that they did it on the last night too. But next time I definitely want to go to more of the country club nights. The Alabama couple, they were also teaching me Alabama chants during some of the songs. I can't even remember what they were, but it was kind of funny saying like BAMA something something, Roll Tide, and something about LSU sucks and something. But it was so fun. The country club was so fun. I think that was like Bliss Cruise did a lot of different changes this year. They're under new ownership, and I think they've made a lot of really awesome changes. I think they're still kind of working with getting everything more fluid, because I mean, it was like maybe 2 or 3 months that they were able to like do these changes. Like it was a pretty quick, so I know it's just going to get better and better, but having the different themes and the different clubs was really fun. And then they did have a silent disco as well. They did that last April Bliss Cruise too, but that was pretty fun as well.
Yeah, it was really fun. We actually went one night with some of the same group of people, and we were like, okay, we'll leave like whenever next time they play like a bad song, we'll leave. I swear we were there for like 15, 20 more minutes, because like just good song after good song after good song.
Well, just like the country club, because Jase and I wanted to go. We did the silent disco before, and it was really fun. And the other clubs weren't good. The night that we went to the country club, I was like, let's just go and see what it's like. So Jason and I are always like kind of down to do things, and everyone else is like super skeptical about it. But then once we get there, they're like, shit, this is so fun. But yeah, they started playing at the silent disco, more songs, and then one of the couples, Becca, she was like, I don't want to, this is gonna be, I don't want to go. She's like, it's gonna be so boring. And then they started playing good music. She was like, fuck, will the DJ stop playing good music so we could leave? That was so funny.
There also, this is completely off of that. Well, I guess there was also a conga line at that club too.
Oh yeah, one of the clubs.
Yeah,
it was like the main
we
club,
did
one of the
conga
night.
line
Yeah,
which is also
there was a lot of conga lines.
There was. I don't know why.
We've never done conga lines quite before, but somehow you started all of them.
No, people else started them that said for me to go on the front. I didn't start them
You were
one time.
conga line daddy.
I was, but I didn't start them. Someone just pushed me in the front and told me to start walking.
And somehow
It's
I
a lot
was
of
never
pressure.
behind you.
It's a lot of pressure. What if you go the
pressure.
wrong direction and then people are like, oh no, and they leave? Like,
I will say at the club one though, because I think were you at the front of that one too, or towards the front?
Yeah.
Okay, so I knew you didn't want to start one, but somebody was like, oh, someone started conga line. It wasn't anybody in our group, and I was like, I don't think he wants to start it. And then so they went and started it. So it was like 2 girls. And then they went over and they started it, because I was like, I don't think he wants to be in front of a conga line anymore.
This is just a funny one. There was a guy on the dance floor and he was naked, and he had these miniature sunglasses that he got off of a duck, and he stuck them on like the head of his penis.
And we actually met him on Temptation Cruise, like a few Temptation
and he was
cruises
just
ago.
dancing, and he just had these mini sunglasses on his dick. It was so funny.
It was so funny. He said that people were taking pictures with it, and I wanted to take one, but I forgot. And he was like dancing, and it was like going up and down. It was so funny.
And there was so many other like people had like 3D printed dicks this year that were on the door, like 3D printed dick magnets that like you can make a boner or like make go soft. And then there was all these penis straws on one of our neighbors' doors. So like Bella got a penis straw and she still has it at home. And so there was just lots of fun stuff like doors and stuff this year too that were like pretty cool.
Speaking of things on doors, okay, this isn't our story, but this is a story from actually the couple who gifted us the Pocket Toxo. God. They said that we could tell this story because this is a fucking weird, crazy story. Okay, so she said, because we went and I gave her one of those little pineapple crochet bag charms that I make, and I wanted to give her one. And so we went to their door so I could put it on her door. And so we wrote a little thing on it. And so whenever we saw them that night, I was like, hey, did you get the little bag charm that I made? And she was like, yes, I got it. And then she told me this. And she was like, and somebody else left me like a bag. I mean,
there was pictures of them on their door too.
Yeah, they do have, and they have really good pictures.
Yeah.
And one of these pictures, I remember we even stopped and stared at it for like a good 2 minutes because it was a really hot, sexy picture of them on the beach. And I was like, holy shit, this is like professionally taken. Like, this is a good ass picture. Anyway, so she said that someone came in a glove, like a nitrile glove, and like pinned it and like or not pinned it, like put it like in the little like she had a container or something that you could like stick, like she probably had her pens or something in there. She said they just like came in it and they were like, thanks for the, I can't remember what they said, what she said.
It's like
they
a
said
cum tribute.
yeah, it's like, thanks for the fun time, love this picture. And I was like, wait, was it the picture, the beach picture? And she was like, actually, yeah. And I was like, well, it is a good picture, but that's fucking weird. That's fucking
that's
weird.
wild to
Do
me.
not, if you're, don't do that, people. That's so what's weird. And I was like, I even asked, I was like, did they at least tie it? Like, how did you know that it was cum? And she was like, well, they didn't tie it. I just opened it up and there was cum in there. That's fucking crazy. That is a crazy story. And I was like, I am so sorry that you had to deal with that because that's disgusting. But that is a very good story.
Yeah,
So I had to share it.
It was
I asked her if
crazy.
I can. She was like, yeah, feel free. Feel
It
free
was
to share
crazy.
it.
This year they also had a lot of cool playrooms. The playrooms were
yeah.
different this year. They did like different theme playrooms
For every night.
Every night, yeah. And so they like kind of would play. It's like the first night was a blue night, right? And so the lights were blue. And then one night it was like a George of the Jungle or Tarzan, that type of theme. And they had green light and they put like vines on them. It's like every single night they kind of like changed the playroom up to match the theme. And it's just little touches. I imagine in the future they'll do even more things. So this was like very like recent that like this ownership changed and they started making these changes. So to have any differences in 2 or 3 months is wildly impressive to me. So the playrooms I feel like are just going to continue to get even better. But it was cool.
It was really cool because this is the first time they ever did dance and play. Is that what they called it?
Yeah.
Or party and play? And so I think 2 of the nights, it wasn't every night, and I'm glad that they didn't do it every single night, but a couple of the nights, so in the middle of the playroom, they had like a huge, like multiple risers with mattresses like next to each other to make like a humongous bed, but a couple of the nights that was taken off and it was just a dance floor, and so you could go and there was music playing and you could dance like a club, and there was also play. So then you could go in and you can play or you can dance or you can go from the dance floor to a play room or play bed or vice versa. And I thought that was really cool. And that was
cool.
really fun.
They did it the daytime too.
Yeah, in the
pool deck, they
solarium.
did a solarium and dance and play too. I said you guys can listen to the review about it and we talk about it more even there. But very cool. A lot of cool touches that I think that was really fun.
That was the first time actually that I took a step back because there was like seating, not couches, but there was like a seating area, and I was sitting in the dance and play and everyone else was like dancing and flirting, and I could just like see all of our friends flirting with other people, and I was just like sitting there by myself, and I was like, I have compersion for all my friends, and it was so special. That was the first time that did that happen before the pool? I think so. I can't remember. It was one of those, and I got to experience it a couple times. I was like, I love this. I love the lifestyle. I love my life. Next one. There was a Saints and Sinners fetish night, and a group of our friends went around the ship taking really funny pictures, and that was a fun time. We did like a really big professional group photo, and it turned out really good. So I definitely want to start doing that like more often now. Just get like one of the professional pictures. If you guys have been on a lot of Bliss cruises and with like Royal Caribbean, and you guys like have gotten to it like a certain status or something, whenever you get to Diamond, we also did a lot of vanilla cruises before too though.
We've been cruising with Royal Caribbean for like literally a decade now, so
yeah, so it does add up.
It takes a while to get there, but
once you are there, so
Yeah.
you get a picture per person, and so now we're gonna use that every single time. So we got 2 like professional pictures, and I mean Jase and I have like a ton of pictures of ourselves. So I was like, let's do it with our friends. So that's gonna be like a new tradition that we
it
definitely
was
do.
really fun.
And that was definitely a highlight. One of the group dinners, I don't know whose idea it was, but they were like, okay, let's do girls and boys. So like girls went to one table and then all the boys went to the other table. And it actually turned out to be pretty fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
There was times where we would just like stop to like listen to what you guys were talking about, and it was just funny.
We were making a joke because they had to come by and ask for all the room keys, and not one girl had a room key. Every single guy had 2 room keys, basically. So, like...
We're just girls.
I know, so we all were just, like, the wallets, essentially.
Yes.
It was funny.
It was pretty cute, though, just, like, looking over and see you guys just broing out.
It was really fun. I
really
really enjoyed that. One night, we were on the dance floor, and we're dancing with some friends that they're just good friends. And me and her started kind of dancing, and we were kind of, like, almost, like... humping each other in this weird, I don't know, like we stuck our legs on each other. It was just really funny. I don't know. We were just like messing around, and then she like turned me around and started like.
Oh, I didn't know she turned you around.
I think she did. I don't know. Maybe I was
can see that
twerking on her.
happening. Yeah.
I don't remember exactly how we got in the position, but essentially she started like humping me like so hard, and she was like, "I love pegging." I just started laughing. And then she was like, sometimes I have a bit of a masculine energy. And I was like, hey, that's chill. Sometimes I have a bit of a feminine energy. And her husband goes, sometimes I have a bit of a feminine energy too.
You told me, he said, did she just say what I think she said?
Yeah. It was so funny.
I love having a strap on, but I've never like pegged a guy before. I've only... But I don't think it's pegging if it's with a woman. Mm-mm. Pegging has to be in the ass, right?
With a guy.
Oh, with a guy?
I think so.
Oh.
Maybe not.
Well, what if you're wearing a strap-on and you're, like, fucking a girl in the ass? That's not pegging?
I don't know.
Oh.
My knowledge is not deep enough. I have to look it up.
So.
I don't provide false information.
So I guess I don't love pegging.
I know it's in the ass.
Yeah.
But that's all I know.
But we're not like big ass people. But one day we will airtight. That is like on my bucket
asses.
list.
I don't love
assholes.
Anal.
Yeah, you don't like assholes,
yeah,
right?
The asses are cute.
Yeah, asses. Yeah,
but
we're not asshole people. Yeah, we're not anal people. That's what you.
Because I would say assholes are cute too.
Assholes.
Like I've seen some like hot assholes before, but I just don't like anal.
I've seen some hot assholes before. That's funny.
Yeah. So anyway, one night we were in the hot tub. This was so funny, man. We were in the hot tub, and we only got the hot tub like one night with a big group of our friends. You should start the story because I feel like it's funnier if you start it. How this started.
Okay, so we were pretty much like the only bigger group in there, and then I think there was like one other couple on the other side, and this is in the solarium, and it's like late at night, like this,
like 1 o'clock in the morning or something.
Yeah, so it's like after like the dance party and everything. So we're in the solarium, and we're like trying like, and the night before we really wanted to go to the hot tub, but because our group was like bigger, we didn't want to go in with like a bunch of people already in there. Anyway, we went there and there was like nobody in there at that point. So we're like, oh my gosh, yes, let's get in the pool. Like, I mean, let's get in the hot tub. Like, let's all take it over. So we're in there and there's like one other couple there and then one like single guy. I don't think he's like actually, because you can't be actually single on the cruise. But
he was by himself.
Yeah, he was by himself.
Moment, yeah.
And so he was in there, and so like we were all kind of like talking, and so he was like by himself. So I went over and I like said hi to him, and I was like, hey, what's your name? Like, I'm Bella. Like these are our friends. Like, how, you know, just like doing small conversation. And then he was like, I don't even know how we got onto it, but he like looked over at our group, and then he just started showering Jase with compliments. And he was like, I mean, all of you guys are attractive, but you, and it was like pointing at Jase, and he was like, what was he even saying?
He goes, I'm not gay at all, but he was like, but if I had to sleep with a guy, it'd be you. And he just kept like complimenting me for like a long ass time. I felt so hyped up. I
know, it was awesome.
It was like very flattered.
And he was so sweet.
He was so sweet.
Yeah, you were hyped up, and it was so funny. It was so fun, and everyone was just like there for it. We were like, hell yeah. And I was like, that's my husband. I was like, fuck yeah. You get that. It's so sad. It's such a tragedy that Jase isn't bi. You would do so well. We could have so much fun. We already have so much fun, but imagine the fun we could have if we were both bi.
I do.
I know.
I've imagined. He's not doing anything for me. I've imagined.
I know. It's so sad. The fact that like guys who aren't, well, I mean, I don't know. He said he's not gay or bi at all, but the fact that like guys find you attractive who aren't even into guys.
Something about the look, I guess.
I guess so. Actually, so one time, this is not has to do anything with the cruise, but we posted in like Reddit before, in like a roast me Reddit, and
I forgot we did that. That's forever ago.
Yeah, so we both did it separately, and the top quotation roast was basically just like guys saying they just wanted to come on Jase's face.
It was the most upvoted one.
Yeah, it was crazy. I love
Yeah.
it. Okay, next one. Oh my gosh, this was funny. We were on the dance floor, and it was during this time where I don't know, Bliss Cruise was doing this thing where they were doing these pop-up performances that just didn't work out, but we were like standing there kind of waiting for the performance to either start or to start fucking dancing again. Anyway, so we were all just like hanging out, and it was a group of like
There was
6
5.
or 7 of our couples.
Well,
Oh,
well, there was 5 in this exact story. There was
No,
like
there's
2,
5
yeah,
people.
Yeah, but there was
Well,
2 other people also, another couple that was behind us.
Yeah, okay. So
And then our other half of the group was on the different side.
yeah, because they like
got-
split.
we got split
Yeah, it got
off,
split
yeah.
up. Anyway, so one of our girlfriends, she was like, and there were I've never 3-way made out with so many people on like not in a play area. Like we just kept all 3-way making out on the dance floor, in the pool, or like wherever the fuck we were. But I don't even think anybody was doing a 3-way makeout. People were kind of kissing, and then she goes, "We should try a 5-way makeout." And so
Yeah.
then 5 of us were trying to get in, and then just like our cheeks just like crash into each other. Like, this isn't gonna work. It was just funny. Oh my gosh, the first night was Into the Blue theme, and having group costumes is so fun. And so Jase and I were going to do Blues Clues. And so 2 of our other like really good couple friends, they were like, "Hey, what are you doing for this?" We were like, "Hey, we're going to do Blues Clues. Do you guys want to do Blues Clues too?" And so they were like, "Yeah, let's do Blues Clues." It was a hit. Like, I was actually surprised how many people like knew. I didn't know if anybody was going to know what we were, because
A lot of people.
Yeah.
I also think the fact that it was just a color theme, but we
Yeah.
did like an actual costume. So I think if like same thing, if you would have done like Mystique, or
Yeah.
if you would have done Avatar,
Or Smurf. There was actually no Smurfs.
Smurfs,
that
or
I
something like
saw.
that, I feel like would have been really fun. But we had multiple people come up. They're like, "Are you the people who did the Smurf?" Or I mean, the Smurf. Are you the people who did the Blues Clues on night 1? I didn't even
Yeah.
told you. I was like in line for salad, and I heard someone like whispering behind me, and they're
Oh.
like, "That's one of the people who did Blues Clues last night."
No.
So people really enjoyed the Blues Clues costume.
I was so happy, but I was like so surprised, because I was like, I don't know if anybody's gonna understand. I was like, I didn't know like what like time, like, did we even watch Blues Clues?
I think it's
we did,
because
right? Or maybe
I
we
think
had
it's
kids?
because people that were our age watch Blues Clues, and then people who were a little bit older than us probably heard of it, and then people who were older than that had kids who watched Blues Clues.
Yeah.
And so I think it was just like kind of spread through multiple generations, because it was a show that we watched, but then also parents had children who watched it. So I think that like multiple ages like just knew what Blues Clues was.
But like whenever we did Pokemon, I feel like not that many people like knew that much of Pokemon. So I'm just like surprised that like Blues Clues it was such a, and people were like, "Where's Steve?" Like people were even asking like things like specific things. Jace was gonna be Steve,
I was
but
gonna
then
be
he was
slutty
gonna.
Steve. I was gonna do it, but then I was like, if I'm separated from the group and I'm by myself, I'm just gonna be wearing like booty short khakis and a green rugby type shirt, and I was like, I'm just gonna look stupid.
And you weren't like in blue at all, so
Yeah.
it was gonna be like. So we ended up not doing that, but it was a really cute, really cute theme. This happened on, okay, so I think it was night 1. It was night 1. Usually people go pretty hard on night 1, and then on glow night, I would say, is like the hardest that people like go all out. Usually, I don't know, maybe
Also,
not. Maybe
sometimes if it's like this time, I would say it would have if the party didn't get messed up, but like night 5, since it's a 6-night cruise,
Yeah.
and that the next day is not a port day, like it's a sea day, I feel like people go hard then too. So
the first night I met this girl who, I think she like worked with somebody because she was like by herself. I think she's almost like a playmaker in a sense. Like Bliss doesn't have playmakers, but anyway. So I met her. We were like vibing. We were hanging out. We were like, oh my, like. This is what happens sometimes whenever girls just like immediately connect and you're kind of like drunk and you're just like having fun. We're like, oh my God, you're like my favorite person. We're soulmates. You're my best friend. I love you so much. Like that happens, you know? So we were hanging out that night, and then I gave her one of the little pineapples. So it's an upside down pineapple bag charm that I crocheted. And I was like, I want to give you this. And so I really only give these out to like people who I just like have usually like an immediate connection with, or like we're really good friends, or we become good friends, or like if somebody gives me something and I was like, oh my God, I really want to give you something. kind of that kind of thing. Or if I like want to like meet someone, I'll use it kind of as a like as an icebreaker. Anyways, so I really wanted to give her one of these little pineapple back charms. So I gave her one, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much." And so then like we didn't really see each other throughout the rest of the cruise. And then one of the nights, I saw her and I was like, "Hey girl, how are you?" Like blah blah blah. And then she was like, "Were you the one who gave me the lemon?" And I was like, lemon. I was like, oh, girl. And I was like, then I realized I was like, I think it's because she's not really in the lifestyle, but she like is working like as a playmaker or like whatever. And so I was like, okay, so she doesn't know the upside down pineapple lore yet, but it was so funny. Are you the one who gave me the lemon? I feel like I kept quoting that. It reminds me of Kylie Jenner. She's like, is that a chicken?
Yeah.
Last couple of things just has to do with my bubble gun again.
Circling back to the bubble gun.
Circling back to the bubble gun. I probably should have just put all the bubble gun stuff together at once.
There
But
were so many.
there was I had it out during the pool time, and I was like, it's so fun to use. And then it's so pretty. And so like I'll use it like on like girls, like kind of like around girls whenever they're dancing, they look like mermaids. And so I used it on like Lily and Mike, they're like Bliss ambassadors, and so they do some of the games and they do some of the workshops and stuff. Anyway, so I was using it on Lily, and then I just thought this was so cute, but I was using it, she was like twerking, and I was like using it on her ass, and we were outside, and she goes, ooh, refreshing. And I just thought it was so funny. I thought it was so cute, and I keep saying that in my head too. Ooh, refreshing. And last thing with the bubble gun, some of the friends that we've made from like a previous Bliss cruise. So he's like a big like husky guy. Like he's like I don't know, 6'4", 6'5". Like he's a big guy. And he's like has like the sweetest soul though, and I love like talking to him. I love hanging out with him, and like every time that we see him, he like asks Jase about like Dua Lipa.
Yeah,
like he'll always bring it up.
Every time. Like the first time we met him, they'd like seen our content before, and he was like, hey, I started listening to Dua Lipa after you said Dua Lipa. And he asked me, like, I still remember so clearly. He was like, hey, what's your favorite era of Dua Lipa? I like New Rules Dua Lipa.
Yeah.
And like, when you see him, he doesn't look like that's what he would love. And literally the first time I saw him this cruise, he's like, hey, what's up? And then he was like, so what's going on with Dua Lipa right now? I heard she's on tour, right? And he just like, it's so funny to me. He's like the sweetest dude. His wife is so sweet. They're such a sweet couple.
Yeah.
But he's just so big. And I just don't expect the things he says and does. Yeah. With like how he looks.
And so I was like, and he has like a very like a typical name for how he looks, right? Okay, so like that's what makes this juxtaposition so funny. So I was showing, I was like, oh my god, look at my bubble gun, like how fun it is. I was like, because every time I have it, like I'll shoot it up, okay? So the bubbles will go up and not like at people, unless I'm doing it like on someone's ass or something, okay? So he was like, oh my god, how fun, can I try? And I was like, yeah, go for it. So he's running around the dance floor. Okay, this is like the main dance floor right now.
And he towers over everybody.
Yes, because he's like tall. He's a tall dude. And then he takes the bubble gun. I'm not kidding. He's like doing it like shooting it at people, like kind of like right in their faces. And maybe it's because he's so tall. He's not like, he's thinking like if he does it too high, like maybe it's too tall. But and the people are like, taken aback because like you're not supposed to put bubbles right in people's faces. And then Jase was like, you can't point blank people with a bubble machine.
And then he walked into it the next day and he was like, I started thinking about it. He was like, that poor lady was so scared when I entered it.
Yes, because I mean, he'll poke someone, kind of like tap them on the shoulder, and then like put the bubbles like in their face.
And Bella was like, said his name. She's like, up.
Yeah, I was like, up. It points it up.
And he was like, oh. And then he started running around. It's so funny.
That same night though, so like I think it was that same night, but so his wife has huge nice tits, okay, like, and then I think they kept popping out of her dress, and mine also often pop out of my dress too, or like my tops. And so she was like, she was dancing and her boobs are out. She got nice tits. Oh my god, she's so hot. And so then I took out my tits, and then we were like, I don't know, like tit dancing, like tit to tit, on the dance floor. And then the next, because they're also kind of like golden retriever black cat energy because she's very like sleek and mysterious. I
like
feel
kind of
like
quiet. She's like quiet, sexy.
but
Yeah.
she's hot. Okay, and then so she the next day, she was like, "Did we titty dance together last night?" And I was like, "Yeah," and she was like, well, you can't see what I'm doing, but she was like nodded her head and she's like, "Yeah."
It's so
Did
funny.
we dance with our titties last night? So I'll quote that sometimes too. But so that's the end of
I have one
all.
more.
Oh,
One
you have
more
one
that I
more?
just thought of. Yeah, it's just in general. If you guys are out on a Bliss Cruise and they do a Quest game show, they did a
I
Quest.
forgot about the Quest game
They
show.
did a Quest game show, which on like a vanilla cruise is like the spiciest, craziest thing, and they did one on here. And I can't talk about all the highlights because it was just too many, but like there was so many funny little highlights. Like we were on a team and they did it by section, and one of our friends, he got drawn down to be the team captain, and he did not want to be there.
This is he's so sweet too because they're another couple who booked with us, and it's their first like lifestyle thing ever. And I'm so proud of them. Oh my gosh, they had so many. Oh, another like highlight too with the same couple. So because they were in the like that orgy with us too, and I'm telling you, this is like their first time like doing things like this. And then they were the couple who was on the floor with the
shorts.
with the shorts. The floor is orgy couple. So like the next day or after he was like the first thing we did, we saw each other in the morning at breakfast. We gave each other a hug. He goes, we got swinger bingo. Like even before like saying hi or anything, we got swinger bingo. It was so funny. It was so cute. But anyways, yeah, he was
He was our
chosen.
team captain, and like I swear there was like maybe 15 people on our team, and most of the teams had like 25, 30 people, and
we
it
were
was
all
me,
at the very
you,
top,
Bella. There was like
too.
6 to 8 of us just up in the corner who were like not participating at all. So it was like him and like 6 other people trying to get every single thing.
He was such a good sport.
And one of the ones, there's one I was like, I need to see an asshole. And that man ran up so fast and dropped and just threw his ass out up towards the guy hosting it, Malcolm. Oh my God, dude. It was so funny. So I mean, there's so many highlights from that. But if they ever do Quest Game Show, which I bet they'll keep doing it because it really was fun, you should go. Because at least if it's during the middle of the party, it's probably going to suck. But if they did it like 8 o'clock and it was fun. I really enjoyed that. So there's a lot of highlights from that too. But anyway, so that's Bliss April 2025. It was such a good time. I said make sure to look out for the review because it will already be out when this comes out. And then also we'll have story times, but those are kind of usually backdated because we just record them when they happen and save them until we post one. So at some point, look forward to those story times. But thank you guys so much for listening to this. Once again, if you guys do want to come with the group, we'd absolutely love to have you. It doesn't cost any extra to you. It just helps support us. And lets our group get bigger and bigger every year. We do some little meetups, and it's just so much fun. You go to foreplay.com/cruise, the number 4OURPLAY.com/cruise to get more information about the Bliss ones or Temptation ones. We also you can book Desire cruises, all that through there. But thank you guys once again for everyone who supports us, and thank you to everyone who listens to these. And it's just we have such an incredible community. I cannot be more thankful, and an amazing cruise and amazing memories. And yeah,
And let's go ahead and move on to Bella and Jase's weekly obsessions. What about we try to harmonize? You go low and I go high.
you go.
You go low, I go
I'm gonna go really low.
Oh, really low?
Oh, but you
Bella-
didn't say Bella
oh,
Jase's.
yeah.
I didn't know when to start.
Bella and Jase's
weekly
weekly
obsession.
It sounded like in Pitch Perfect.
Weekly obsession.
Okay.
Okay, what are your weekly obsessions?
My weekly obsessions are first is this song by so they're not a K-pop group, but they are trained kind of like a K-pop group. Their name is Cat's Eye, Katseye, and they have a new song out called Gnarly. And it's one of those songs where like I watched it and I watched the music video and I listened to it the first time. I was like, what the fuck is this? This is crazy. This is weird. The lyrics are stupid. I don't like this at all. And then the more you listen to it, the more you become obsessed. And I can't stop singing it. I can't stop watching the performances, and I can't stop watching their music video. And it's so good. It's like a global girl group, so it's really cool because they're all different like ethnicities in the group. There's like 6 girls, I believe, and but they promote their music, and their music videos and stuff are like K-pop. So the K-pop industry, but it's songs in English, and like, oh, it's so good. So highly recommend to go listen to that song and watch the music video, watch the performances. It's called Gnarly, and it's like very hyper pop, almost like experimental pop kind of.
I love it.
And
it's
so
awesome.
fun. I can't stop singing it. Gnarly. And my other obsession is oh my gosh, the 2nd season of the show Last of Us, and it's so good. Jase is actually watching it with me, even though he didn't watch the 1st season. He's like, okay, I'll watch the 2nd season with you.
It's just slow for me as a person who didn't play the video game, didn't watch the 1st season.
I told you how to watch
like it. I like it. I told you, like, I enjoy it when it's stuff's happening. But like
So the
last
second
night we
episode.
started like watching. We watched half an hour of the episode, then we ended up going to sleep. But I was like, they went to town and did a vote, and that was 30 minutes of the show. That's like all that happened in half an hour.
But there's like I know what
So
you
I think
mean.
so. If a person who didn't play the game and hasn't watched the 1st season, I'm not like connected to the characters. It just feels slow. So like that's why I'm watching. Because like when it gets to the action and like things happening, I think it's good.
I think it's definitely because I didn't play the game either. Although my brother did say that it's like the best game ever to like be in existence. At least he told me that like 6 years ago. I don't know if it still is at this point. But I haven't played the game, but I did watch the 1st season and fell in love with the characters and the story and everything. And oh my god, I love when I can. My 3rd obsession, Pedro Pascal. He's my obsession for life. I love that man. Holy shit, he is daddy. He is papa. He is padre. He is. He is everything. God, I love him so much. He's so sexy and intelligent and emotionally intelligent and just fun. Oh, God, I love him, Pedro Pascal. Whew. Anyways, yeah, so Last of Us and Pedro Pascal and Gnarly, those are my obsessions. What are your weekly obsessions?
I have 3. First one, I'm gonna say the jersey.
Oh,
Definitely one of them. I said I'll put a picture in of it so you guys can see it because I'm obsessed. So that's one I've already talked about, so I don't need to get more into more because I've described it, but I am literally obsessed with it. So there you go. The other 2 are Pringles. So it was towards Bella's birthday, which was around a month ago at the time of recording this, and we went to Walmart and we had seen these Pringles. And they had Hot Ones Pringles. And they also had elote, like street corn, like Mexican street corn Pringles. And Bella had mentioned, like, she's like, oh, those look pretty good. We didn't buy them or anything. And then since it was her birthday, I was like, oh, I'll just surprise her with, we don't really do gifts, but I was like, little small things. So I got her favorite candy. And I was like, I'll get these Pringles. So I got the elote Pringles and these, one of the flavors of Hot Ones Pringles. They had 3 flavors at our Walmart. And then Bella, we both liked them, but then I ended up eating even more of them than you. Yeah. And now I've tried all 3 flavors of the Hot Ones Pringles, and I will say, if you're not a spicy person, they're going to be too hot. They're one of the hotter chips I feel like I've had.
they're actually spicy.
They're actually spicy.
Yeah.
They are so good. The barbacoa flavor is my favorite, and then the Roja one's my second, and then the Verde one is my 3rd favorite. But they're all so good, and I'm so obsessed with Pringles.
And it's true. Once you pop, you just can't stop. I mean, like, they really are good. Also, whenever you're eating the Pringles, especially the barbacoa ones, if you're looking at the Pringle and the hump is on the top, right? And usually you'll eat it to where, like, the dip part, like, whenever you pick up the Pringle, you put it to, like, it kind of, like, matches your tongue. I'm telling you, eat it the opposite way. Eat it the way that has the most flavor on it. Tastes better.
Unless, once again, spicy's hard, then don't eat it that way because that would make it even
that goes
spicier.
for any of the Pringles. Like, even if it's not the
Oh
spicy
yeah, it's
ones.
good.
But specifically the spicy
It
ones
feels
are really
like
good.
awkward to put them in upside down because it feels like it doesn't fit in your mouth right. But I agree, it's so much better. She was like, "Try it." I was like, "All right, I'll try it. I don't think I'm gonna like it, but I'll give it a whirl." And I was like, "I'll be open minded." It makes a difference. It's so,
It's so
much
good.
better.
Maybe just like bite it, because I don't like stick the whole thing in my mouth upside down. But it's because it's your tongue that has like all of your taste buds. So if you think about it and you're just putting it straight on, that's like all the flavors just go into the roof of your mouth.
And those hot ones specifically have so much flavoring on every chip.
Yeah.
And they're good, man.
They're
So
really good.
that's one. And then my other obsession is the song "Sugar Water Cyanide" by Rebecca Black.
that's kind of like gnarly. It's just kind of like hyper pop. The lyrics don't really make sense.
Yeah, I love Rebecca Black.
Me too.
I love Rebecca Black. I think she is so hot. I think that her music is so like cunty is maybe like the best word for it. She's just like she's just a pop star to me, and she gives it so hard. And so if you haven't heard Rebecca Black's music past Friday, go listen to some of her new stuff like Salvation. Like her whole new EP is really fucking good. And I love Sugar Water Cyanide. And so, yeah, big Rebecca Black guy here. And yeah, just really enjoyed that. So that is our obsessions. That is Bliss April 2025 highlights. And I had so much fun recording this. And let's cheers our microphones.
Cheers.
Cheers. Did you guys hear that? We'll leave it in. I don't know if I heard anything. But thank you guys so much for listening to this, and we'll hit you guys to the outro.
Bye.
If you'd like to support the show, you can leave us a 5-star review wherever you're listening to our podcast. All our information will be listed in the show notes below and on our website, fourplay.com. That's number 4, OURPLAY.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel where we make videos and vlogs about the swinging lifestyle. Head to fourplay.com/YouTube to watch and subscribe. We have the ultimate adult party game for the sexually inclined called Foreplay the Game that's both digital and physical. It's perfect for breaking the ice and spicing up any party. You can find more information at foreplay.com/games. We also have the best swinger lifestyle, kinky, and adult humor clothing and accessories that you can find at foreplay.com/shop. If you're looking to plan a lifestyle destination, booking through our links at foreplay.com/travel really helps support the show and helps us be able to continue to create this type of content for you. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and more. You can find all our current social media accounts at foreplay.com/socials, and I have an OnlyFans, which you can find at onlyfans.com/BellaLunaVIP. We also have a Facebook group and Discord community and would love for you to join us. You can find the direct links in the show notes below. Lastly, we're on STC and Cassidy at Foreplay, and you can get a free full membership trial by using our link. You can email us at hello@foreplay.com with any questions or comments, or head to foreplay.com/ask. Again, all our information will be listed in the show notes below, and we thank you so much for listening to our podcast. See you in the next one. Bye!